Good day, ma'ams and sirs. I'm so glad to be here, underprepared and fully prepared to underperform. We'll see if episode 22 receives thunderous scorn. We'll see if my co-pilot is in wondrous form, or if he reveals that he prefers guys swapping cum in his porn. My point is, there's bound to be a surprise or two on the show. There's bound to be dick and fart humor, as I'm sure each of you know. Today, we've got movie reviews and would you rathers. We've got surprises scattered. My co-host is a bit dramatic. I'm asthmatic. I like looking for facts to gather. And he left a sex partner's orbital bone shattered. I'm questioned for where I aim my bladder. He fills married chicks with baby batter. That's right, number niners. It's the flyest guy from 85 and the orangutan who's left always taunting him. Me and Tommy fucking Washington. Tommy, what's up, man? How are you?
Not much, Pat. Not much. Just excited to get this show underway. Sorry we didn't come out with one on Thursday, but we'll try and make today's extra special for you.
We had what they call in the military a snafu. That is a situation normal, all fucked up.
Yeah, pretty much.
So here we are, back and ready to go.
Pat, you know what I just realized because I just pulled up the Would You Rather website that we used?
Did you figure out why they put diapers on monkeys?
No.
Oh, what were you going to say?
Oh, we did 10, right? We did the first 10.
Yeah, I think we actually did 11 because we skipped one.
One of them was the question from Paul Walker. So, all right, never mind. I didn't realize anything. We're good.
Cool. Off to a fire-filled start.
Yeah, another snafu.
Yep, come on. Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
All right, Pat, so we got two pieces of mail. We got one from a Miss Erica Washington. Do you know who that is?
I'm familiar with her, yes.
Yeah, she's quite the lady. She emailed in and said, "Hi, guys, I listened to the podcast. I know you told me not to, but come on, I just had to just because you said not to. LOL. Anyway, I already heard the story, so whatever. We all have passed, whether that be moments, days, nights, months, or years of our lives. Those experiences make us who we are. Who are we to judge other people and their decisions? ... Can't help it. We all do. That being said, ew to the married woman who didn't have the balls to leave her marriage before she chose to screw around, and ew to you, Tom, for knowing she was married and still going for it. Why would you be proud of yourself for doing that? Like you said, it's morally wrong. I can only think it was a 6-month lapse in judgment. It makes me think how the good person tests about returning the shopping cart. Do you? ? A devoted Niner. I do return the shopping cart. Pat?
I absolutely return the shopping cart. Yeah, I mean, I go out of my way to do all kinds of nice things. Tom, do you ever feel like the nice things that you do are like you're making up for any wrong that you've done? And I don't really feel like there's a particular amount of wrong that I've done. I don't really feel guilty for a lot of things in my life, but I do feel like I have this bank, right? This moral bank, and I go out of my way to do as many nice things as possible so that when I do need to make a withdrawal from that bank, the money is there.
I've never looked at it that way, Pat, and just the fact that you look at it that way might mean that you're not such a good person.
It's very possible. Like I'm keeping score in my head against the universe right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're a good person. Anyway, we also got an email from Mr. Dip Dizzy Whizzle. Pat, did you bring your iPad so that you could read this?
Dip Dizzy Whizzle. Yeah, I got my iPad.
It's a long one, or else I would read it, and I
that's
struggle.
The first time Dip Dizzy Whizzle's ever presented a long one.
Ha 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 ha.
See what I did there, Don? That's a joke about the size of your penis.
You know what's going to be a joke is when you read this, all the errors that he made writing it.
Email. Okay. Number 9, email. That one there. Oh, boy.
By the way, guys, we're watching Sunday Night Football because the Niners are playing. Or at least I'm watching it. So, go Niners, you know?
All right, so Dip Dizzy Whizzle writes in. Guys, as this pains me to say, I have to agree with Tom on this. I watched the entire video cassette of 13. It
was a fucking
Props to
documentary.
you, Don. Props to you. What a great start.
Douchebag.
The way they edit and played the suspect, I think that's supposed to be subject, the subject matter, makes you believe that everyone is a radical racist. The way they played Trump's clips was misleading. Is there racist in the world? 100%. Those people are holding on to a misguided, wrong way of thinking. Not to mention, they're pieces of shit. Don, this is shaping up very well so far. To Pat's point, the numbers don't lie, but to also quote Pat, no one made them make the decisions. I don't know what he's quoting there, but I believe it.
Because you had a little thing where it was about the money thing, about discussing pay in the workplace, and you said that you didn't force anybody else to get upset or anything like you're not forcing people to react a certain way to something.
Okay.
Just in case you missed it, the 49ers just scored.
Excellent. That's a good start for your boys. So who are they playing?
The Rams.
Oh, this is probably not going to be a great night for you.
It's all right, man. I haven't had a good night in a couple weeks with these guys.
Let's see. I know that myself and Pat did grow up below the poverty line. Can't say about Tom. Neither of us are in jail or addicted to drugs. I know a ton of people who have also fought from only eating ketchup and bread to living above their means. Go ahead and say, because we are white, color does matter when you are poor. I think that's supposed to say color doesn't matter when you're poor.
Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to say too.
The decisions you make does. Most, not all, people in jail made those decisions to be put in jail. People made decisions to do drugs and not seek help after they were addicted. The only thing that holds people down are themselves. We need to start holding people accountable for their own decisions and stop treating them like snowflakes. My feelings are hurt, blah, blah, blah. My dad wasn't a part of the family. Mine wasn't. Never ever met him. Didn't stop me. All people do is cry about the injustice that happened to them. Who cares? Get over it and make something of yourselves. You can only really rely on yourself for anything. The government doesn't hold you back from being a good person. Also, the term mental illness is way overused and abused. Just because you had a hard life doesn't give you the right to claim mental illness. Grow up and get it done. Let no one hold you down. Trump 2020. That was his sign off. Trump 2020. Don, some strong opinions.
Pat, I want to know how you feel about his little thing there that the term mental illness is overused.
Boy, I wish we could dive in more research-wise, not on the show, but I wish I knew a little bit more. In my experience, I think, and this is solely based on my experience, I think mental illness is probably underused. I think a lot of the people in my life could use more, even if it's something simple like a therapist. They could use that to really get to the bottom of what's going on with them. I mean, in my life, there's a heavy flow of good decision-making, bad decision-making. There's a heavy flow of, I know people with lots and lots of money. I know people with absolutely nothing. I know people with addiction problems. I know people who are in recovery and doing well. I don't think that any of those things are not the result of mental illness. And don't get me wrong, bad decision making when you're a teenager taking drugs, I don't think that's mental illness. The result of using drugs for a long period of time, I do think is mental illness. I think once you become dependent upon those drugs, you have a mental illness. No different than cigarette smoking. If cigarette smoking was easy and didn't control us, wouldn't we just stop? Now, I'm not sure that really constitutes as mental illness.
Yeah, I think you're making you're painting it with a very broad brush at that point.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just think that mental illness. We talked about what on the first or second or third episode there. We talked about is COVID something that we should put all of our attention on? Do you remember that?
Sure.
And the answer was, well, I mean, there's drunk driving and there's cancer and there's all these other things.
Oh, it wasn't that. It was gun control.
Gun control. That's right. Is gun control something we should focus all of our attention on? and I stand by, maybe we should pay some more attention to mental illness. The other things like cancer, there's no debate, right? Cancer's bad. We need to focus on cancer. Mental illness, the fact that there's even two sides to that, where people are like, oh, there's not that much, and people are like, oh, there's way more than we think. That means we need to dive a little deeper into it.
Sure. I can get beyond that, I guess. Is that it, Ben? Don, I appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, Don, this is a good one. I read it a little slow to thwart any of your shortcomings and your inability to stop Siri from making you an asshole, because Siri clearly autocorrected some of your shit.
I love how
here.
you blame all this on Siri.
I don't blame you at all, Dip Dizzy Whizzle. I think this is a Siri issue. And I will say, you know me. You have heard me go in on Siri. And all she had to say was like, that wasn't very nice, Patrick. So you know I hate that bitch.
Real nice, man.
Oh, speaking of, Emily is switching to an iPhone. That's right, motherfucker.
Well, at least she... Dude, this has nothing to do with mail. But, I mean... I hate when I text somebody, dude, and they have a green bubble. It fucking drives me nuts.
This is how I look at that, right? And this you'll completely agree because you're an iPhone user.
You want to know how I look at it, Pat?
How's that?
Before you say something, I'm sorry to cut you off.
I hope this is the same exact thing.
I view them as poor people.
Oh, no, that's not what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
No. When the blue bubble doesn't work, like if I, for whatever reason, don't have the right coverage.
No servers, yeah.
Yeah. Plan B on an iPhone, like our backup plan, is to text the way y'all motherfuckers text, okay?
Yeah.
You are literally, like, your service is beneath the service of the iPhone.
Facts.
Fuck that phone.
That's why I said I equate it to being poor.
Okay, no, I can see where you got that from.
It's me, Versace. Whoops, somebody shot me. And I was just checking the mail. Get it? Checking the mail.
Just to keep everybody in the loop, the 49ers just forced a 3-and-out and they got the ball back. What's going on in your neck of the woods, Pat?
I wasn't really ready for a transition of any sort.
Oh.
We should delete this.
Nah, I like it.
Okay.
I was waiting for you. You said you wanted to tell a joke.
Well, so I read this joke on Facebook.
Dude.
What?
You know exactly what I'm going to fucking say.
Was it about my fart?
Yeah, dude, what the fuck?
So I ripped a fart before Tom had
I don't know what smells worse. Your fucking vape or that fart.
Hopefully my fart.
The two of them together, it's fucking disgusting. And
my vape smells like Butterfinger. Dip Dizzy Whizzle. I'm back on vape saws. I'm on Butterfinger Swirl. We're going back a solid 6 years to that flavor.
It's fucking absolutely disgusting. Pat walked into my house today, and he was standing behind me because I was standing in between the entrance to my living room and the front door. It didn't say a word, and I smelt the Butterfinger and told him that he was not allowed to bring it into the house.
That's a true story.
Pat lived here for 16 months, and I told him he wasn't allowed to vape it in here.
I vaped the shit out of that shit.
It's disgusting.
It's so good.
It's so gross.
So I didn't really want to cold read a joke, but
all right, I got
it's a good
knock,
fucking
knock.
joke. Nah, it's not a knock joke. Oh wait, you have one?
No,
I got one. You ready? You got to start it.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
I don't know.
It's beautiful. Anyways, no. So,
I sued you there.
Yeah.
Took me a
This
minute.
is one of my favorite knock jokes ever. All right. So, this person starts off, they say, I think I'm going to lose my driver's license. And all because of this stupid officer. Conversation went like this. I got pulled over in my car. Officer says, license and registration, please. I think you're drunk. I say, I assure you, I didn't drink anything. The officer says, all right, let's do a little test. Imagine driving in the dark. You're on a highway. It's nighttime. You see two lights in the distance. What is it? I say, it's a car. Officer says, of course, but which one? Is it a Mercedes, an Audi, a Ford? I say, I have no idea. Officer says, then you must be drunk. I'm like, I didn't drink anything. So the officer says, okay, one more test. Imagine you're driving in the dark on a highway at night, and there's one light coming at you. What is it? I say, it's a motorcycle. And he says, of course it is. But which one? Is it a Honda, Kawasaki, or a Harley? I say, I have no idea. The officer says, just as I suspected, you're drunk. Then I start getting annoyed. And I'm like, can I ask a counter question? He's like, absolutely, go ahead. So I say, you're driving on a dark highway. It's the middle of the night. And you see a woman. She's on the roadside. She's wearing a mini skirt. She's got fishnet stockings, some red high heels, and she's wearing a bra as a top. What is it? He says, it's a prostitute. And I say, yeah, but which one? Your daughter, your wife, or your mother?
Nice. Real nice, Pat.
I thought that was a good joke.
That's very mean to his mother, wife, or daughter. It's fucked up. Man, Niners looking good tonight, boys.
Oh, boy.
They're looking good. I'm liking it. Anyway, you want to get into this?
Break these movie reviews down?
Yeah,
Did you watch that?
Hubie Halloween.
Yeah, did you watch it?
I did.
Oh, I'm super excited.
I was not.
That movie I made you watch, I was at Griff's house last weekend.
Yeah.
And he had told me that he watched it and it was trash. And that's why I recommended it.
Really?
Yes.
It doesn't surprise me that you tried to make me watch a bad movie because that's kind of your forte. By the way, I have an idea about movie recommendations.
What's that? Nothing pre-1995?
No, that's perfectly fine. This is what I think we should do. I think we should pick our own movie to review.
That's not as fun.
Well, not as fun for you because I give you good movies.
That's debatable, Pat.
All right. Yeah, I think we should pick our own movies.
All right.
Or if some motherfuckers could write in and pick movies.
Yeah, that would help.
Dip Dizzy Whistle. Where are you on the movie recommendations, bro?
Yeah. All right. So what do you think of Hollow Christmas or whatever the fuck it was?
Hollow Christmas is a holiday that I created, which, by the way, is becoming a huge hit. When I talk to people about it, they're on board. I'm showing people pictures of my living room. They're in. I should be clear that is my sitting room, not my living room.
It sounds like a living room to me, Pat. But anyway.
It is not.
We'll get a TV in there.
Let me start with the usual. This movie got a 5.2 on IMDb.
That might be an all-time low for me.
Making it one of Tom's highest rated film picks. No, that's low even for Tom. That said, let me go ahead and like this. You've got Ben Stiller, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenan Thompson, Michael Chiklis, Tim Meadows, Maya Rudolph, Rob Schneider, Steve Buscemi, Ray Liotta, the mom from
Dude, this movie's got some bangers in it.
Bro, the mom from Modern Family, Kevin James, and Adam Sandler is the star. Here's why: 1, Griffin's wrong, and 2, I was absolutely shocked. I watched the preview and was like, this motherfucker, man. This is going to be such a flaming bag of shit. And here's what this movie is, right?
First off, I just want to get a pat on the back. It was free, Pat.
It was free. So first off, great start.
Anything that Pat watches on Netflix is free to him because I pay for his Netflix.
That's true, but I pay for your Hulu, bro.
The Hulu I don't watch.
That's on you, bro.
Okay, sure.
I can lead a horse to water. I can't make it drink. You get what I'm saying? Like I can provide you with the streaming platform.
I never, before you lived here, watched Hulu. I've never had a need to have Hulu.
Do you know what you should watch on Hulu? Real talk, Dave.
You know what it sounds like you have a need for?
What's that?
Netflix.
I love Netflix. I watch Netflix all the time.
I know. That's my point.
All right.
Would you say you watch Hulu more or Netflix?
I binge more on Hulu. Like I watch Hulu when I'm eating dinner. I sit at the table, I throw my tablet up, and I watch. If I'm in bed, I'm generally either watching Netflix
or porn,
or just like on my tablet playing video games, watching Facebook videos and shit.
Okay.
So, anyways, Adam Sandler. We all remember this guy, right? Who did Billy Madison? He did Happy Gilmore. He did The Water Boy. And he did Little Nicky. Those were some very early movies.
Yeah.
I did not like Little Nicky.
You know who Little Nicky reminds you of now that you said that?
Who's that?
Pete Davidson.
Oh my God. That is a remarkable. Yeah. That is absolutely on point. Holy
I don't know
fuck.
how that popped into my head just then, but you said Little Nicky and I thought Pete Davidson.
Yeah, that's fair. Pete Davidson could make a sequel to Little Nicky.
Yes. Just playing himself.
Yeah. I didn't like Little Nicky because I didn't like that stupid voice he did the whole time. Right?
That's Pete Davidson.
So that one was lost on me. But these movies all have something in common. Adam Sandler plays this lovable loser, right? Billy Madison was a fucking loser. Happy Gilmore was a fucking loser. The Waterboy was a fucking loser. right?
Don't say that about Ricky Bobby or
Ricky Bobby.
Bobby Boucher.
Vicky showed me her boobies, and I like those too. So in like true old school Adam Sandler fashion, he plays this guy Hubie, who's a lovable loser. And I thought, because I watched the preview and he has this stupid accent, I went, I'm not going to make it through this. This is like Little Nicky revisited. It wasn't, man. The accent isn't that bad. Like it's actually, it makes sense because he's more mumbling than having an accent. It's so fucking good. It's so funny. It's so old school Adam Sandler. Like he walks into the kitchen and his mom's got a shirt on that says boner donor. And it's got like the Red Cross symbol. And he's like, what's that, Mom? And she's like, I don't really know. I know that a boner is a mistake. So maybe it means like I donate a lot of mistakes. So like several times throughout the movie, they then use the term boner instead of mistake. And they just like, they call it back really well. There are tons of little jokes, like a lot of dick and fart humor. And it was just old school classic Adam Sandler. It was much better than I expected. I can't believe it's a 5.2. Unless you go into it thinking like this is going to be the best Adam Sandler movie ever made, which it's not. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by how good I was dumbfounded by not being bored by it. The whole thing was good. It was funny.
I'm gonna have to watch it because
It's worth it, bro. I'm telling you.
All right. I watched JFK.
Oh, that's right.
It's 8.0 on IMDb.
Really?
Yeah. I fell asleep through a lot of it. I had to keep waking myself up.
It's a slow movie for sure.
It's definitely slow. It's very drawn out. I assume that that's based on a true story.
Absolutely. I mean,
which makes it more intriguing.
Hold on. For the people listening to this, he's talking about the actual movie, which is not about JFK. It's about a lawyer who pursues the assassination of JFK. Yeah. He's not saying it's based on a true story. Like there might have been a murder of a president at one point. We know that that's factual. Go ahead.
I can't believe you felt the need to have to explain that.
I didn't want somebody listening to be like, what the fuck?
So yeah, I assumed it was based on a true story, which makes it that much more interesting. But at the same time, I think it's highly overrated. I don't think it's worth the watch. Unless you're into like history. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm a huge American history buff. Yeah, American specifically.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
And like I'm into the story. Like I thought it was but it's extremely, extremely, extremely drawn out.
Oh yeah.
Like it takes for like it doesn't keep your interest level high.
Oh, see, now that's like, so you know me. I'm the most boring person on the planet. That type of movie has me on the edge of my seat, like gripping the couch cushions.
You're ridiculous.
I was furious watching that movie.
Yeah, I thought, like I said, I liked it.
How entertained were you with the magic bullet theory? That scene in court.
Oh, when they explained that the bullet would have had to go around a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, like it has to go through his neck and then bounce off of the fucking dashboard.
I mean, it's like I said, it's very intriguing, the story itself.
Yeah.
And the facts they brought to it. It makes you really wonder, which is, why there's all this conspiracy behind it.
Right.
And let's face it, it probably was an inside job at some point.
There's no question.
Some people say it's the mob, but after watching that, it's an inside job, man. Like,
so the part I think that drove me the craziest. So I think you know this. After watching this movie, I had basically like a goal in life to hit Dealey Plaza at some point where he was assassinated, and I got to do that a couple years ago. You can feel, like sometimes, like the old Yankee Stadium, when you walk into that stadium, you can feel it. It's like electricity in the air. When you go to Dealey Plaza, you can feel just this weird, like, I don't know, it's fucked up.
That's gotta be built, like, that's all built up in your head.
It's possible. I mean, I waited years to do it. I was so excited. But the part that gets me, and it gets me just thinking about it, pisses me off, is the fucking hobos on the other side of the grassy knoll. So if you're there, that grassy knoll's not high, right? Like it's no higher than my head, and it's kind of long, so it's not a steep hill. So there's a fence line that runs along Dealey Plaza, and behind it, there's a train station. So there's a bunch of homeless people who hear shots from multiple places when JFK is shot. It's not one window. There are shots coming from multiple directions, which is why the magic bullet theory has to be inaccurate. Like, there can't be a magic bullet. But if there were multiple shooters, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
So they interview all of these hobos, and then they accidentally lose all of the interviews, and none of the hobos are never seen again. So, like, it infuriates me that something so high profile could have been botched so poorly.
Well, that's why it was an inside job, man.
Yeah, no question.
So
I'm shocked. Kevin Costner's just a ringer, dude. I'm shocked you didn't like it just based on his performance.
No, I thought I'm not a big fan of slow movies. And that's what they easily could have made that a 2-hour movie. It didn't have.
How long was it? Oh, 3 hours and 9 minutes. That's right.
Yeah, it's outrageous. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I missed most of the court scene.
Do you remember the magic bullet theory? Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, where he explains that it would have had to go all these different
Yeah.
ways and shit. So yeah, like, I was in and out.
Yeah.
Like, through most of that. Yeah, I worked all day yesterday. I was tired. I watched it after work. It was rough.
Oh, you watched this while we were at the haunted
Yeah, I watched it
haunted walk.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that called? It's not a hayride, but it's not a haunted
trail.
house. Haunted trail. There you go.
Yeah. It's called the Trail of Terror.
No, the Trail of Terror was sold out. We went to Legends of Fear.
Same thing. It's a Trail of Terror.
If you're a Connecticutian, what are we called? Are we called Connecticutians? Connecticuts? If you're a Connecticut, you should try to make Legends of Fear this year. It's like $35, something like that.
For Pat, it only costs almost $200.
It was only $150 for me to go because I pre-bought some tickets thinking that we were going to have some people that we didn't have.
Good news, guys. Niners got the ball back. They didn't score last time, but this guy
huge return.
Yeah. Well, no, it was the first play.
Legends of Fear was dope shit. The trail was very long, much longer than I expected. There were tons of really, like, the shit that they had, the props and stuff. I just wanted to take it all for my house, for my house.
Is this the first time you've ever done? Hold on, so we're done with the movie reviews.
Yeah, we can be done with those.
All right, let's talk
You
about
want
this.
to play the outro?
Yeah,
Play the outro.
Trail of Terror or whatever.
No, I've done several haunted hay rides. I've
never done a haunted hay ride.
I've done lots of these trails. Specifically, the Trail of Terror, the Wallingford one was really, really good. I've actually done some that were not that good. I did one with Lush and his wife and the horrible human being who will not be spoken of on Valentine's. It was a haunted Valentine's trail. It was the most dark, sickening thing, and it was so much fun. It was crazy.
That sounds cool.
It was so much worse than I would have expected. I kind of thought it would be like goofy or like cutesy.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Nice.
It was bad.
We for the first time ever did a corn maze last year.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, we did a couple of them. It was actually a pretty good time.
This is going to sound, I don't know if it's ignorant or naive. Are those things specific to New England?
Corn mazes?
Well, just like the whole thing. Like, we have pumpkins. You can't drive down the road without finding a pumpkin stand right now. You have all the leaves changing colors, which...
Well, it's an autumn thing, because...
Yeah, but New England is such a autumn-based place. Like, people come to New England, we call them leafers, to watch the leaves change. Yeah, they just want to drive around. So is a lot of this New England-based?
No, I would assume you could do, like, all this haunted stuff has to be everywhere.
I know, like, there are, specifically in California, there's one where you have to sign a release to go in because they touch you. Like, they'll grab you away from your friends and shit.
I think the corn mazes, and I'm not a farmer or anything, but I would assume the reason the corn mazes are big here around this time is because the season's over.
Right, it's time to harvest, right? So the harvest is over.
Yeah, so they have to mow all that shit down anyway, so why not make some extra money with your farm?
Yeah, let people trample it.
That's probably how it started.
I'm sure it is. I'm also sure that's why I was thinking about this on the way, actually, to the trail. Pumpkins, I'm sure, are related to Halloween because timing. Yeah. Right? It's time to pick the pumpkins. Let's, commercialize this fucking event. Which I guess, like, if you're talking Ohio, which is nothing but corn, they must have fucking killer corn mazes.
I bet you they got some fucking killer ones.
Yeah. I just don't know. It's such a production here, and they're fucking everywhere. They're on every street corner, these haunted things.
We went to some in Mass with Colin last year, and like I said, they were a good time. We should, well, we work every Saturday, and then I have football every Sunday, so we'll never have time to do it. But I was going to say we should get together and do something on a Saturday or something.
Yeah, I was thinking, I said this to Emily today. We were making plans. We want to, next year, I'm going to take every Saturday for the month of October off. I'm going to try to hit something every single Friday night and Saturday night, some kind of haunted trail. We want to hit all of them. There can't be more than 10, you know what I mean?
No, there's a lot of them. Well, right off the rip, you got Six Flags.
Lake compounds.
Yep, so that's 2 weekends.
Trail of Terror, Legends. No, because I could do 2 in a weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So you can do 8. You know who's really big on that stuff is I think Griff and his wife do that a lot.
Really?
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff.
Griff, hit me up if you know of a really good one that I might be able to sneak into it before this year ends. I can't get enough of this shit. It's so much fun. Dude, so I went with Emily, your wife, who her laughter on the trail, laughing at...
she does that the whole time.
Emily and Sam. So Sam, the one who shit in the ocean, was such a welcomed guest because her and Emily together were afraid of the wind. They were afraid of light. They were afraid of dark. They were afraid of people. They were afraid of... I mean, they were fucking screaming the whole time. And Eric and I
left.
Oh my God, I couldn't stop it. Mason went, and Mason, he basically ran commentary through the entire thing.
Nice.
And was fucking hysterical.
I forgot that Mason was with you guys.
Oh my God, it was so much fun.
Just so we're clear, I was invited, and I was extremely tired. And I told Erica this morning, I'm glad I didn't go because I would have been fucking miserable the entire time and been an asshole probably.
Yeah, you were. During work, you were fine, it seemed like. But as soon as work was over, it was like you just had this dump. I don't know if it like an emotional dump or like a physical dump.
No, man. It's Saturdays are rough, man. I play pool Friday night, so I'm out late, and then I get up early and I go to work, and then I'm the only one working out back most of the time by myself.
Yeah.
So
and yeah, it wasn't like you were in a bad mood. It was just like you were over the day.
Yeah, I was tired.
So Sam was a beautiful fucking replacement for you.
Yeah.
Because she had a blast and she made all of our time much better as well.
Yeah. I would have had a good time if we went, but it is what it is.
It was sweet.
All right. For all of you who didn't get a chance to watch this Niners game, possibly, I mean, they're reviewing it right now, but this might be one of the worst calls of all time. So 49ers running back's running with the ball, gets hit. He's on the ground. Let's go to the football because the play is over, and they call it a fucking fumble.
Yeah, so Niners up 7-0. This could be the beginning of the end of their good night.
This might be the beginning of the end of the podcast. You know what I mean? I might snap.
Tommy's going to start destructing equipment very quickly.
It's not going to be good. All right, guys, good news. Niners, they overturned that fumble on the field, so Niners still have the ball.
Even better news, our food is here. We ordered some food.
You're so fucking fat.
I love food.
All right, we took a little break to eat. It was delicious. It's almost halftime. It's almost halftime in the Niners game. Niners are up 21-6. Rams are about to get the ball back less than 2 minutes ago in the first half. In case you guys are wondering. Pat, you ready to do some Would You Rathers?
Let's do it. Oh, wait. Should we recommend movies to each other before we move on?
Yeah, we could do that. So Pat and I just went through a list of movies. Pat's going to recommend me one. I'm going to recommend him one. And we're both actually going to try and watch both because we haven't seen either of them. So do you want to recommend your movie, Pat?
Tom's movie, 1917. It's on Hulu.
Oh, it's on Hulu for free?
Is it not on Hulu?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's not on Hulu.
I think this one you're going to have to pay for it, Pat.
Motherfucker.
From everything I've heard about it, it's definitely going to be worth it. So that's a plus. This one's on Netflix. I cannot pronounce it. You're going to say it's the Meyerowitz story. Did I say it right?
Yeah, Meyerowitz.
Getting smarter as we go. It's with Ben Stiller and Adam Sandler. It's supposed to be a comedy drama. We'll see how that is. It's a must watch. I found it on the internet. So we're both going to watch those, and we're going to do some Would You Rathers.
You can get with this. you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, for this is where it's at. Here they come.
All right, Pats, would you rather time? You ready to do these?
I would rather do that than a lot of things.
I see what you did there. If it makes you feel better, we have the game on in the background, so if I get distracted, that's why. So round number 12 of this 86 question list. Here we go. Would you rather have to go to the bathroom in a giant litter box in your house or go anywhere you want, but only outside? I'm going to go anywhere you want, but only outside. I mean, that just seems smart. Who the hell wants to have... Like, I don't even like having a litter box in my house as it is, and it's only a cat. Can you imagine dropping huge load, like dumps in fucking a litter box?
Yeah, but hear me on this, because I'm going litter box.
Of course you would, you fucking cat lover.
I'm going litter box because, so then you invest, right? Instead of in like standard garbage bags, invest in like the 1 gallon Ziploc bags. And when you go, you just scoop and throw it in the Ziploc and then boom, bring it to the outside garbage. You're golden.
Yeah, I'm going to go with outside because who cares?
Alternatively, like either one of these scenarios does not present a great way to shit comfortably.
True.
Like we've really become accustomed to sitting on a toilet.
Yeah, me too. Because it's fun for hours.
That's so true.
Facebook videos, games, it's great.
My tablet gives me a usage report, you know, like this is what you've done this week and how many hours you've spent on each thing. Thank God it doesn't give me a where I used my tablet because it would all be toilet time.
Yeah, 95% of the time in the toilet.
Yeah.
But you know personally that if you had 3 hours of screen time, you shit for 3 hours that week.
That's right. It's like a nice bathroom report.
Yeah. Fucking idiot. All right. Would you rather have 500 tarantulas crawling in your house or 1,000 crickets jumping around your room?
So I'm fine with a bug. I don't care what kind of bug. Actually, Emily pointed out this massive spider outside of my living room window today. So it's made a web on the outside of my house, and it's like red and yellow. The thing is fucking sick. I'm fine with it. I'm not fine with a lot of bugs. Like a fucking colony of bugs. Super creepy to me.
So which one are you going with here? Because either way, it's a lot.
Both make me incredibly uncomfortable.
The crickets?
1,000 crickets in my bedroom. They would be.
It doesn't say your bedroom. It just says around your room. So it doesn't really say what room.
Okay. I'm not sure that helps, but I get your point. Or tarantulas. So tarantulas, are they poisonous or venomous?
It doesn't say, man.
No, I'm asking. I don't know.
I don't fucking know, man. All I know, listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm going with the fucking crickets.
Winifred has.
There's no way. Which one's that, Rose or Blanche?
Well, since neither was ever designated, Winifred is the non-married one.
All right,
Sarah is the married one.
Oh, he almost caught that, dude.
Winifred has a large spider, which I believe is a tarantula.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that. No.
It is neither poisonous nor venomous. If that's the case, I'm fine with 500 tarantulas, because at least they're not jumping.
Yeah, I'm going with the crickets.
The only thing I can think of is I would feel horrible, like if I rolled over and squished a tarantula. Both horrible for the tarantula itself, which is now dead, and myself, that created a huge mess on my bed. I feel like that'd be a big mess.
I hear you've been making a huge mess on your bed all the time. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, it is what it is.
Anyway, so I'm going with crickets. You're going with tarantulas, I guess.
Yeah.
Gross. All right. Would you rather have your breath smell like a bad fart or have your laugh sound like a fart?
Laugh all day. I don't even know how that one's a question.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, who wants their breath to smell bad, dude?
In any way. A bad fart would be, bottom barrel. But even like if your breath smells strong of onions.
Yeah, it's not good.
Shitty, yeah.
Yeah. Would you rather bad breath or smelly feet? I'm gonna go with smelly feet because you typically have shoes on and shit. Bad breath, everybody gets a whiff of,
Yeah, I live with smelly feet. I'm fine with it.
and gross feet.
And gross feet.
That's
I'm
for you,
also fine with
Andy.
that.
Would you rather go about your normal day naked or fall asleep for 1 year?
Oh my god, I would rather sleep for a year.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
These seem like fucking like softballs here.
I actually have repeatedly said fairly recently, I just want, like, they can do all of these things in science. Like, we can get really good massages from, or like a chiropractor can realign bones and stuff. I don't understand how they can't put me in a coma for a week. Like, if I take a vacation, I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to be put into a medically induced coma for a fucking week so I can finally get some decent rest. Wake me up when it's time to go back to work.
Yeah, I would not want to spend my vacation like that, but I get what you mean.
Good snooze never hurts.
Would you rather wear earmuffs or a nose plug?
Ooh, earmuffs.
Yeah.
Nose plug sounds awful.
Yeah, it sounds like it would hurt.
Hey, so one of the biggest turn-ons for me is like when I'm going down on a chick and her thighs are basically going to pop my entire head off like a zit.
I love it.
Okay, so I was curious, like, are we on the same page on that one? Yeah.
Yeah, who wouldn't like that?
I don't know. That's it. When you said earmuffs, that's all I could think of. I've actually repeatedly said
if her legs are a little sweaty though, and they like suction cup to your ear,
and then they're moving like off and on of your ear, and it's like popping. Yeah,
that's not good.
I'm fine with it.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't like that sensation. This one I think is another softball here. Would you rather live or rather have a Texas accent?
Time out. Don't read that question yet. You know, it's not her legs that are sweaty, right? Like, that's our big fat heads.
No, Pat. That's only in your case because you sweat like nothing I've ever seen before.
But you think
we said the word sex and you started sweating
and masturbating. You think that there's a girl whose thighs sweat more than your head?
While we're doing the hibbity dibbity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gross.
It's not really like I don't want to say sweat, dude. It's like moist, like she's hot, she's a little moist.
All right, I guess. Still, in my particular
like
case,
I don't sweat like you, having intercourse.
Yeah, I mean,
the way
if a girl's gonna have sex with me and play the bottom position,
she might as well just take a shower.
Well, no,
and not the kind of showers that I like.
Yeah, she has to be all about like salty, savory foods because she is gonna get sweat in her mouth. It's gonna happen.
It's disgusting. This one again, I think this is a softball here. Would you rather have a Texas accent and live in New York, or a New York accent and live in Texas? Pat, I'm gonna ask you for your answer because I already have my answer. And I have a feeling they're going to be the same exact answer.
I would rather have any accent in the world or any, fucking disability, impairment. I would take a shorter lifespan. I would have 0 friends and live in poverty over living in New York. Really? Anything to not live in New York.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't say New York City, right?
What do you think it means, though, bro?
The state of New York.
You think that's what it means?
Yes.
You think that motherfucker's talking about upstate New York?
They have an accent in upstate New York.
What accent?
The New York accent.
Nah. That's people moving out from Long Island and shit. Manhattan.
Okay. I'm going to go with I'd rather have a Texas accent and live in New York. So we have 2 totally different things. And my reasoning behind this is everybody loves somebody with a Texas accent.
I agree.
So it doesn't matter where you live. You're going to be the most popular person around.
Yeah. It's just like, man, whenever I go to New York, it's uncomfortable. I don't like being in New York. With the exception of, like, I do have a lot of family in New York, and they're very accommodating.
Well, it sounds like you don't like them either, Pep.
No. I love them. Just the city is, I don't know. It sucks. It's too many people.
Anyway. Would you rather marry a vain person or a person with poor image? I don't know what a vain person is.
Vain, like arrogant. like that song "You're So Vain." You probably think the song is about you. The world revolves around a vain person. They're cocky, arrogant.
Just as
self-centered.
Erica, because she married a vain person.
And yeah, that's fair.
I also have a poor image. Does that mean like somebody that like has a poor image of themselves?
Yeah, like they're down on themselves. So would you rather somebody overly confident or underconfident?
Well, on both those.
That's so true.
I'd rather marry somebody that's vain that thinks highly. I don't like when Erica says negative things about herself. That hurts my feelings.
That's a tough
If
one
that makes
because
sense.
I think that a little bit of vanity is necessary for success.
Yeah,
I also think that a little bit of humility is necessary for success.
that's what I'm saying. This is the hardest one we've done today.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a person with poor image. Here's why. Because together we can work through that. It's my responsibility as your partner to boost you, right? It doesn't matter if the entire world thinks you're sexy. In this bedroom, you're the sexiest person on the planet.
Well, that's anybody that's in a room with you, Patrick.
That's fucked up. No, really. So I think that a person with a poor image, that's part of the job that comes with being in a relationship. It's on you to make that not happen anymore. A person who's vain, that's a difficult conversation to have because, I mean, one, they're not hearing it, and two, you make them off as an asshole.
I just don't like. I don't like when Erica says bad things about herself.
I agree, man.
Thinks negatively about herself. So I'd rather somebody with some confidence about themselves.
Okay.
Because Erica definitely underestimates how wonderful she is.
What if the person who is vain, like, says things like, or even just thinks like, I could just replace you tomorrow. That's how awesome I am. That's a difficult life to lead.
Well, I'm up for the challenge, Pat.
All right. That's my take on
Just to be fair, Erica could replace me tomorrow. Luckily, she hasn't figured that out.
it.
Last one. Would you rather have a freakishly huge smile or a freakishly Oof, that's a big one.
It's
Freakishly small nose. Man, I don't know why I struggle with that.
We'll
It's
just-
like the
we'll take that one from the top. Would you rather have a freakishly huge smile or a freakishly small nose?
You almost fucked it up too.
Yeah. So would you rather be Steven Tyler or Chris Farley's character in Beverly Hills Ninja when he gets his nose bit off by that Saigon whore?
I'm gonna go with the smile. People don't make fun of smiles, bro.
I'm going nose. For starters, everybody makes fun of Steven Tyler's smile. Liv Tyler would be a knockout without that ridiculous
I
thing.
never once heard anybody say anything negative about Steven Tyler's smile.
What?
Never.
He looks like the fucking Joker, but in real life.
Sounds like he's a pretty cool cat to me.
Freakishly small nose. Man, everything small is cute. I'll go with a miniature nose.
That's not what they say about your penis, Pat.
Listen, so I take my pants off to have sex, and girls like, you call that a dick? And I'm like, yeah, what'd you expect? Look at my nose.
You're an idiot. Oh, man.
So I did want to take a trip down memory lane before this episode ends.
Well, let's end the Would You Rather segment.
Let's do it.
Ugh, that was creepy. I would rather slurp rancid tuna salad out of my own ass, or scour my boobies off with a rusty SOS pad, or hump a piece of splintered balsa wood.
Hey, you know what I've done a lot of this last week?
Masturbate?
I'm not sure that I did that at all this week. No, I've played the shit out of, just like endlessly listening to that Adam Sandler album, What the Hell Happened to Me, which is where that button hook clip came from.
Nice.
That album stands the test of time. It's so good.
I remember listening to that when I was a kid, man. It's hilarious.
You know what? I forgot how funny it was, and there's a bunch of them, and you'll remember them as soon as I say it. The Excited Southerner. It's funnier than I remembered.
I don't remember.
He's like, they're individual tracks, and there's one like the excited Southerner meets Mel Gibson, and he's like, Mr. Gibson, Braveheart was I love the face paint, and he's just like, he keeps going through different Mel Gibson works, but he never really gets any thoughts out. But there's a bunch of them. There's like the excited, Southerner like goes to dinner. There's just a ton of these sketches where he just never gets a sentence out, and he's just putting all these random thoughts into pieces. It's pretty fucking funny.
Nice.
That's my recommendation for the week. Everybody listen to What the Hell Happened to Me. It's an album from the early 90s from Mr. Adam Sandler.
It's a good one. You can find it on Spotify.
Yeah.
And anybody looking for an update, it's now halftime in the 49ers game. Almost the end of halftime. Niners are still up 21-6. Rams received the ball after halftime.
There you go. Let's get to memory lane.
Memories with a silver lining message.
All right, Pat, what's your story?
So I thought of it because we talked about the haunted trails or the haunted hayride. So I'm in my mid-teens. I go on a haunted hayride with two very old friends, Dan Sluice and Mike Swan. Sluice and Swan were my only two friends out in Illinois. So I was out in Illinois for 6 months. And we go on this haunted trail, haunted hayride. This is the first weekend that I've ever heard the Bloodhound Gang, which anybody who knows me, I am a ridiculously big fan of the Bloodhound Gang. This is where I was introduced to them. Actually, that clip, the intro to the Would You Rather, a little bit of this, Would You Rather This, or whatever, that's a Bloodhound Gang song. So we get off the haunted hayride. We're walking to our campsite, right? So we're with Sluice's parents, but we're on our own. They're not like walking with us or anything, because we're 15, we're total adults and whatnot. And I drop a stone cold stunner on one of them. I don't remember which one, but I was a couple feet behind him, ran up, dropped him, stunner, boom. It was that time. Everybody was dropping stunners on everybody. And from about 50 feet back, I hear this voice go, "Oh shit, stone cold stunner." And I'm like, this chick, I'm about to get it. So I turn around, and it just happens to be a girl walking with two other girls. There's three of us, there's three of them. I'm like, gentlemen, come with me. So I start talking to the girl. She's down with the stone cold stunner. So I figure we got a pretty good shot. So they have a camper, which is sweet, right? Because then we don't have to worry about tents. So we go into their camper. I don't know what we're doing. Maybe we played cards. I don't really know. Either way, this is going to happen. So in these campers, they have almost like a shower curtain.
Yeah.
And the bed is behind the shower curtain. So I get her into this private area of the camper. The other four are out in the less private area hanging out. And her and I are hooking up. And one thing leads to another. She has... The only way to describe her boobs, this is the only time that I had ever experienced this. They were like very, very deflated helium balloons.
Nice.
Yeah. Super weird when you've never felt a boob like that. You're just like, what the fuck is happening right now? So that was my first experience with that weird texture of boob, I guess. But anyways, she guacks, guac, guac, guac. I'm very happy, and I reciprocate the favor. I go down on her. We have a good time. There's not intercourse of any sort, just the mutual oral. And it's fucking like 3:00 in the morning. The boys are ready to go. It's dark as fuck. We like stumble down to the public bathroom, and we walk in. And I've been bragging the whole way from the trailer to the bathroom.
I remember this story
about hooking up with this. And listen, this chick was hot. The reason this chick hooked up with me was because there were 3 guys, and we were probably the only 3 set of guys at that fucking campground. And she was like, "Fuck it, he'll do." You know what I mean? Like she.
Pat, we're gonna find out exactly what she hooked up with you in a minute.
Yeah, she was. She downgraded, which was no skin off my nuts. You know what I mean? Fine by me. This was obviously a one-time thing. I could not tell you the girl's name. I have never talked to the girl since. But we get to this public bathroom. It's well lit because It's a fucking campground. Everything's pitch black. And Sleuth and Swan both just like look at me in basically horror. And I have no clue what's going on. And Swan's like, bro, what's on your hand? I look down. It kind of looks like my hand was in dirty oil, right? But like the dirty oil had dripped off my hand. It just left like a coat of dirty oil on my hand.
It's disgusting.
And I'm like, what the fuck? What could that possibly be? And then I look in the mirror and I am covered. I am wearing a crimson mask.
Yeah, you button hooked me. I didn't know you were gonna button hook me.
And they're in tears laughing as I vomit and vomit and vomit. I mean, I must have puked
You couldn't taste the copper, bro?
enough for a lifetime. Dude, I was 15 years old. She's probably the third or fourth girl I'd ever gone down on. No, I did not taste anything weird. I will say I spent a good amount of time not tasting it. And yeah, so here's I guess like we have to have a silver lining for these. One, communicate with your partner. But two, leave the lights on, huh? You know?
Leave the lights on.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
It was, so if anybody's ever wondered how my Red Wing game is, it's there. It's intact. Got my Red Wings.
Oh, it's
It was,
disgusting.
yeah, I still to this day, I mean, if somebody says the word period, I gag. It's a fucking disgusting topic. That girl was super duper apologetic the next day. I did not go anywhere near her. She like sent her friends over.
She was apologetic. She knew what the fuck was going on.
I don't know that she did. Listen, if she knew what was going on, then I would have had to like, you know, the old, why does a tampon have string? So you can floss after you eat. Like I would have had to take the thing out. There was no evidence of any menses going on.
That's gross.
So she probably found out at about the same time that I did.
That's absolutely disgusting.
It's foul, man.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening. Go to our Instagram. Pat, what is it? Number 9 with Tommy.
Podcast. Number 9 with Tommy podcast.
Yeah. Or check us out on Twitter at number 9 pod. Or you can go to our website, number9podcast.com. You can also see us on Facebook. Number 9 podcast. I believe it's just number 9 podcast. Or shoot us an email, number 9 podcast at gmail.com. Pat, anything you want to add other than
I say good day.
fuck with lights on?
Or just give oral with lights on.